message of patient advocacy. You are your best advocate, or in my case, second best because my dad was my best. But my dad spent every waking moment talking to doctors from UCLA in California to Memorial Sloan Kettering in New York City to find us some options. And so the first trial that we explored was in New York City. I live in Denver, so I had to fly there multiple times just to get enrolled. It was December, so we're in the middle of the holidays, and right before Christmas, my fiance and my dad and I went out and met with the doctor, and then I had to go back and I had to do a battery of tests from EKGs to blood work to eye exams. It was really pretty intense, and I think the thing to know when you're exploring clinical trials is that just because you are interested does not guarantee that you will get into the trial. So there are a lot of people who end up being let down when they don't make it in for various reasons. Your blood work is not where it's supposed to be. And that's something I knew early on to just be cautious, and that you weren't in until you were taking that drug in whatever way that you were taking it, and that you're not guaranteed to stay in. So I am a project manager by trade. That's how I started my career. And I mean, I had no idea going into it how much I would need to project manage and be my own advocate. And there were times during the trial where I would say, "Hey, it says week 3, you need to do an echo." And they'd be like, "Oh, yeah, yeah, we do." So you have to be paying attention.
Oh,
You
wow.
have to be on it in addition to work and living your life and all the other things. But a big strategy for us was having a backup option. And so when my dad was making those phone calls, he was putting my name out there so that doctors knew about my case. So that by the time we found my fourth clinical trial, which was at UPMC in Pittsburgh, when I walked in and that doctor met me, he said, "Wow, Katie, it's so nice to finally meet you. I have been following your case for years." I was very flattered. And then I was like, wait a minute, this guy is an oncologist. It's not that cool that he knows who I am. But I think it's really important once you get into a clinical trial, depending on your condition and your reason for needing the clinical trial, to be looking at backup options. And for me, as a stage 4 terminal cancer patient, my first doctor, he didn't outright say it, but he kept talking about what's our plan B. And he kept talking about my case with other doctors across the country. He knew that I would ultimately be eliminated from that trial and that I would need to find something else. And so there's a real strategy to that. And then every time I started over, it was that onboarding process again of going then to a different institution and getting enrolled and meeting with doctors and doing the tests. And then, crossing your fingers that you're going to be in this for a while and that it's going to help.